Hey, everybody, how you doing? Welcome to today's YouTube video. My name is Michael Bredhauer, and I am joined by the one and only Jason Palliser. Jason, how you doing today, man?
Good. How are you?
Not bad, not bad. As you can tell, I'm in Jason's office today, kind of holding down the fort, a few things over here. So not in my usual place, man, but glad to have you on board. Thanks for taking some time out today.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Cool. Yeah, man. We're just gonna be talking about some REOs, kind of going over that and giving people. I'm just kind of giving people a chance to join in right now. But for those of you that are on right now, just comment below. Let us know you can hear and see us. If you're watching this later as a recording, just make sure you go ahead and comment below when you get a chance, and one of us will go ahead and respond to you. But thanks for joining us. Thanks to all of you. We've got some really exciting stuff to talk to you about today. So, Jason, man, without too much further ado, why don't we kind of go into just kind of talking about what is a pocket REO?
Okay, so I'm sure some of you, and if you haven't, you can look it up when you're done with the video here, but we're going to break it down for you. So a pocket listing or a pocket REO, I'll just start with a pocket listing. It's basically a listing that an agent has that's kind of, I always like to say it's behind the scenes. It isn't out there in the public yet. And it's basically creating that relationship with the realtor so that they can kind of give you the skinny on the deal before it becomes public. You know what I mean? And so that's kind of what a pocket listing is, pocket REO. So a pocket REO is just simply a REO stands for real estate owned. It means a bank went to auction with it. For some reason, that property did not sell at auction, and so now the bank owns it. So it's called real estate owned. And just so everybody knows, to kind of, again, just peel back the layers of the onion here, banks don't want to own properties. Banks lend money on properties, and they secure that money that they've lent out to borrowers with deeds of trust and notes and stuff like that. They just want their return on investment, right? So when a bank enters a situation where somebody's behind on payments, hey, what's up, Matt? So when a bank enters the new space of, oh, we've got delinquent assets, people aren't making payments on it, and they file for foreclosure, they go to take it back, they try to sell it at auction, it doesn't sell for whatever reason, or they decide not to sell it. It now becomes real estate owned. And what happens is these banks, whether they're large or small, let's say they have 10 REOs, 50, so Bank of America, 16,000 REOs. So all these properties that they need to get off of their books, right? So what they do is they partner up with specialty, what I call specialty real estate agent or / brokers in a particular city and say, hey, we want to create an ongoing relationship for you to sell our REO properties. Okay. So that's a very good gig for a realtor to get. It's high stress because they've got to turn those bad apples over for banks. If not, the bank will find somebody else to do it.
Sure.
So, and the reason I'm saying it to you like this, and I hope that everybody that is watching this video right now or listens to this video later, the reason I'm slowly walking you through to the pocket REO side is this. Being in the lending space for 25 years and working specifically on investment funding and working with all these REO brokers for a long, long time, I know what they like. I know what they dislike. Okay. So if you want the cheat sheet, that's why you're here. If you want the cheat sheet, take a bunch of notes. So the banks have all these bad apples. So they partner up with a specialty broker or realtor in a particular city where those assets are. And they say, hey, look, we're going to give you a lot of business. Hey, we may want you to do the listing at a little bit of a discount. But their highest priority is to, and if it's in the movie and we can be dramatic about it, if we're in the movies, they lean forward and take their glasses off. They say, look, I need to get these assets off of our books. So they put a lot of, there's a lot of pressure on these REO agents. Some of them had a long-standing relationship and maybe they feel a little bit more comfortable, but it's kind of the, what have you done for me lately, right?
Sure.
So now let's bleed this into why you're here and some things that you need to think about so that you can attack this good lead source to get good investment properties, because that's why you're listening to this video, right? So what you need to understand is this, that there is a lot of pressure. Okay. Cheat sheets. You got it, Matt. So this is a lot of pressure for these realtors. So they can't F around, folks. They can't screw around. Okay. So if you walk in as a new investor back, hey, look, I would like to know about some of your distressed assets that you're going to list that are coming up that aren't on the market yet. That's kind of where you fall into this category of what people term a pocket listing. They're like, hey, I got this one on 123 Candy Lane coming up. We have a good relationship. You may want to go. Put a contract on an ASAP because I know what you want. And you're cultivating that relationship with an REO real estate agent. So they're your conduit to get a lot of deals and get a jump start on the competition. But you have to create a real relationship with them. What's a real relationship look like, Mike?
Does it look like the one you and I have?
Yeah. So here's the thing. You better close every time. Like, you better put your best foot forward and let them know, let that REO agent know, say, hey, look, I'm serious about being a good client for you for a long time. When I write a contract, the earnest money is going to be at the title company within an hour, right? If you do the stuff where you're writing the contract, I'm going to get the earnest money over in a couple days, and dude, your relationship will be the shortest lived relationship known to mankind. Kind of like some of my old dating relationships, right? They're not long lived, right? So what do you need to be conscious of? You need to come prepared. I would be prepared to have a conversation. I would set a sit down with that real estate agent. Okay. I would come in with my proof of funds. Hey, look, I've got plenty of funds. I would come in with a pre-approval from a couple banks that, hey, look, I closed on a lot of these and I'm very, very interested in these properties. Tell them what you're interested in. And then what you're hoping to do is cultivate a good enough relationship to where those listings that come in before they hit the marketplace on the MLS, or simultaneously right as they're hitting the marketplace, boom, you've already wrote a contract on it because the realtors made you aware of that asset. Now, peeling back the onion just one step further, a lot of times they already know what the bank will accept. If they've had a good long-standing relationship with the bank, it's already a lemon for the bank, right? It's already an asset that they had to take back when all they really want to do is collect payments and collect their return on investment, right? So a lot of times they already know what the bank will take. So if you have a good relationship with them and you show them that you're serious about having a long-standing relationship with them and do everything that you say you're going to do, show them proof of funds, then a lot of times they'll be like, hey, you know what? You might want to make an offer around $104,412.16. Does that make sense, Mike?
Yeah. So where would you even begin to start the conversation to build this relationship? Like, let's say you're a new investor coming in, you see this incredible opportunity. How do you even start that conversation?
So what you would do is you would call that brokerage, find out who's in charge of the REO assets. And what I would do is ask for their email address, send them a little welcome email, just tell them a little bit about yourself and that you want to have a long-standing relationship with them, and that you'd like to set a time to come by and sit down and talk to them. I would have this meeting in person. So what you want to do is show them that, hey, this isn't just a quick blast email that you're sending out to them and 500 other agents.
Mm-hmm.
I want to come in. I want to sit down with you. I want to have a conversation about how I can work best with you. So you need to ask, like, how would I work best with you? Should I have my should I send you if I'm going to start making tons of offers? Should I have proof of funds on file with you? What title company do you like to deal with? So here's a good one that'll go a long way with an REO agent. Hey, what title company do you like to work with? Okay. So work with their title company. If they've got a choice of two contracts to accept and you're working with the title company that they like to use, and sometimes these REO agents kind of command, if you don't know this, they command that you close with their preferred title company. Right. These people really try and control everything about the process because they don't like surprises. Again, because it's already an asset that they've lost on. They don't want some fly-by-night title company they've never heard of before from a brand new investor, right? So It's a very, very, very smart move. an REO broker listens for these things, right? A specialty REO agent listens. Hey, you tell me, hey, what title company do you like to work with? I want to be super user friendly for you. Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
those are the things that you should say to them and ask them, hey, where should I get my proof of funds? And I would always tell them your intentions. Hey, look, I would like to start buying one or two properties a month from you. I would like to be a really good client for you.
Absolutely. And for those of you that are listening right now or listening later on as a recording, if you have questions on what we're talking about, building up this relationship with an REO agent or with an agent that has REO listings, and you're trying to you're coming at this that's brand new, or you've been doing this for a while and you're just looking for an additional lead source, just make sure you comment below on what we're talking about. And as we progress through this, Jason, now that we've kind of discussed how to build the relationship, where to find these agents, how does this kind of transaction take place? Are we able to do an assignment contract? Are we doing A to B, B to C's? When it comes to structuring this deal, how should we be looking at it?
The fastest way to destroy your relationship is to do is to just try and do a straight assignment, because they don't like that stuff. I mean, these banks have already lost on it. Now they're going to bank on your end buyer. I mean, normal MLS transactions like that, nobody likes that stuff. That's why it's hard to do and nobody talks about it. So what I would do is an A to B and a B to C. So close on it and then sell it 1 minute later. If you have a good relationship with your title company, they'll just let that end buyer, if your strategy here is to wholesale, right?
Mm-hmm.
They'll just let that end buyer's funds flow through you to the end transaction. And you shouldn't necessarily need the capital, even if you needed it for 1 minute. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Okay.
Sure. And
So,
we got no, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, we got a question from Matt. Would you hit every realtor or every realtor company, or would you weed out some and just do the top 10% of REO brokers?
I always tell everybody this, and for those that have done some of you that I'm sure they're listening that have done a 2-day blueprint with us, doing 34,000 properties plus is not an accident, right? There's a right way and a wrong way to do things. Matt, what I would do is be systematic about it. Turn this into everybody says, okay, I'm going to do this and I'm going to try and get a deal, right? Deals happen when you set up the relationship, right? So be very deliberate with this on your approach to this. What I would do is talk to all of them. Don't set it up like, oh, I'm going to talk to the top 5 or 10 or 15 or 20%. And because those would be worth my time. Your best relationship might be with somebody that's the top 30%, right? You don't know that.
Right.
You can't control who's going to have the best relationship with you, right? What can you control? You can control that I will talk to all of them, right? So I always tell everybody, control, just like the blueprint we did last weekend, control what you can control. You can control talking to all of them. Your best deal might come from the bottom 20% of REO brokers in your town. But I wouldn't worry about who's top 1%, 5%, 10%. I would simply create a relationship with all of them. Okay.
Right. And I'm glad you brought up the blueprint, because when it comes to attacking the market and you talk about all these different lead sources, and it's great, having REO pocket listings, that's another great resource to have. But as you and I both know, it's not just about having this incredible lead source or adding it to another, like we talk about 30 different ways, 30 different lead sources that we have. It's about the response way and getting them to actually close, providing them with more options and using the seller wallets you've created to take it to the close.
Yeah, it was nice. So again, we just did a blueprint last weekend, and literally within 48 hours of being done, I had 2 blueprint clients go, dude, the 30 off market lead sources are amazing. Free direct mail. How you figure that out? That's awesome. And they love the front end lead generation to get to everything first, right? But it gives me satisfaction to know that in less than 48 hours, removed from the blueprint from 23 investors around the nation, that right out of the gate, 2 of them said, hey, I use your negotiations, your seller wallets. So I gave them some techniques. I'm like, hey, on sellers that are kind of wishy-washy with you, playing games with you, non-committal, I gave them 2 techniques and got feedback from 2 of the clients. Oddly enough, they were both from Atlanta. But they're like, hey, work like a charm, like crack the seller wide open. I was like, freaking.
But you know what? But you say it all the time, and I think this comes from your experience. Hedge funds and all those people that hired you to build this stuff out, they don't care how many ways and how many lead sources you have. They just care on how many properties you can bring in and successfully close on.
Yeah. So I took a call this morning, right? And you know, working REOs is one of 30 different lead sources, right? There's other ones that I like to get to first with bigger spreads. We could talk on a later date on a different video. But having said that, the hedge funds don't care. Like, oh, hey, you got 18 ways to get properties. You got 22 ways. They're like, hey, good for you, Sparky. And, they're like, all we care about is we're doing 12 a month right now, and we need to go to 32 a month for 40 months, right? So all they care about is the results on the back end. So we teach their acquisitions teams negotiations, and they start closing more deals, even if they never would have generated an extra lead. Well, when we lay a blanket over a city 30 different ways, yeah, of course, they're going to get in front of a lot more opportunities and close a lot more deals. But you still have to be a monster on the back end at the appointment, right? So that's where the negotiation stuff comes in, right? Kind of like I'm teaching you right now to do a waltz with the REO broker. You need to be polite. You need to put your best foot forward. Show them proof of funds. Tell them you want to work with their title company. Tell them you'll give them an answer. Hey, the moment you give me an address that you know that you think I might like, because I want to make it. Here's the other thing. Hey, look, I'm going to do my best every single time to make you look like a superhero to the bank's REO department, because they got to churn those. Otherwise, they're going to find a new broker in town that can turn those bad apples faster, right? So an REO agent doesn't want to deal with the newbie investor that doesn't know what they're doing, with the newbie investor that doesn't at least show that they have proof of funds or a couple different pre-approval letters from different lenders to show them they're serious about, like, oh, here we go. You want to have a good relationship, huh? You can't even show me you don't even show me that you have your money ready, right? Here's what I know what happens too, and I hope you're sincerely listening right now in this video. Do you know what happens when you create a good relationship with an REO agent? Not only do they give you addresses before they hit the market, what we call a pocket listing, right? A lot of these banks, and most of the time they don't put these on super key, because then you got to schedule an appointment with an agent. These are lemons. These are properties typically that need work. So what they do is they put them on Lockbox, and if you have a good relationship, okay, if you have a good relationship with the REO agent, they're just going to give you the code to the Lockbox so you can just go there ahead of everybody else. Here's another little secret, just to be a little ninja. Pay attention to what the Lockbox code is on what bank owns the asset, because you can see if they send you to 123 Candy Lane and you see that it's Bank of America, and the Lockbox code is AOB, which is Bank of America backwards, probably on any other house you see that's a foreclosure listing is probably going to have that same code. Same thing with Aquin Bank. You know, it's OCW for Aquin, right? So if you see an Aquin foreclosure, I'm just giving you a way to crack the code and get into properties.
I hope you guys are writing this down right now.
Yeah, I'll probably get some hate mail from the banks, but hey, don't let me work as a high-end XYZ lender with you for 25 years.
Don't make it easy.
Sorry,
we got a good question that came in. Are you getting good deals from the REO agents as opposed to dealing with bank REO managers?
Yeah, you can get them if you have a good relationship with an REO agent versus dealing with the bank REO managers. Here's what Kier's saying. Okay, Kier's saying this. Hey, do you work with the agent, or do you go directly to the bank before it gets over to the agent, right? So you could say, hey, before you list those, I might want to buy some of them, right? That's what most real estate investors will try and do if they go to the REO bank managers. Sometimes it's hard to get to those. I would start at the local bank level. Again, turn this into a process. Block out an hour and a half next week and simply call every local bank in town. I would start at the local bank level and credit union level before you hit some of the bigger banks, because usually the bigger banks have out of town big REO departments, and it's hard to pierce that veil and get to the people and say, hey, I might be interested in some of your distressed assets, right? But are you getting good deals from REO agents? If you can reach pocket status with them, where they're giving you some information ahead of time before everybody on the open market gets to see it and put contracts on it, then yes, you can do that. But it's all the way that you approach these agents.
Does that make sense, Kier? I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, so here, and just to answer, you get good deals on both of them.
Yeah,
absolutely. So same deal. Turn it into a process. Talk to all of them. If you're going to talk to, I can't believe I'm going to go down this rabbit hole with everybody here.
Uh-oh.
When you release the Kraken, that's what happens.
I got to remember this every time we bring you on.
I know. Here, everybody that listens to this, Mike gets nervous. Mike gets nervous every time I come on because you don't know what's going to come out of my mouth.
I really don't. We go on one direction, and as soon as you unlock one little door, it's like 12 doors opened up, and here comes Jason.
Okay, so talking to bank REO managers. Okay, so before you hit the REO agents, turn yourself into an asset for them. Don't say, I'd like to buy some of those properties. They're like, oh, just like everybody else in town, Sparky. So approach them differently. Tell them, hey, look, I would like to have an ongoing relationship with you. Anything that I know managing these assets that are delinquent isn't fun. Anything I can do to help. We're out and about in the area. If you have a new one that pops up and you want to see what the asset looks like, I will run by that house real fast and take a picture because now you have the address. I'll take the pictures for you. We can recommend people to cut the grass, secure the house for you. I always like to do a technique where I'll help you market the homes for free before you put them with an REO agent and spend thousands of dollars because I have software that'll market the home for free. Some of them take me up on it. They're like, really? And I don't have to deal with an REO agent? I go, well, if you have 40 assets right now, what if I unload 12 for you with no realtor's fees? I might be open to that. Hey, look, I have a pretty large network of investors. I might want some of them as well, but I will market them for free because I built software that did that before I sold that software company, REI Black Book. It's one of the features. You put some pictures in, you say what you want for it, you type in some stuff, hit publish, and it goes out to multiple different real estate sites. So I tell them, hey, I'll help you market the home for free. But I do not call those bank REO asset managers and go, I might want some. Send me the whole list. They're like, seriously? Hey, I think our connections. Be an asset to them. Okay.
I love that. For those of you that don't know, when he's talking about going down the rabbit hole, he's taking you deeper into the folds of what he teaches at the 2-day blueprint. So, and I'll tell you what, for those of you that want to know more, because I mean, honestly, all this stuff is gold. When he's saying it, I'm remembering it from when he said it to me when I was attending your 2-day down in Atlanta. So if anybody wants to know more about it, just email me, michael@jasonlucasey.com. I'm happy to schedule a time we can talk to you about, again, more of what Jason's talking about, because he really would have to be on this YouTube all day to take you throughout the entire what he talks about the 2-day. But just today, he's taking you deep inside how to approach REO listings and then using some of his ninja tactics that he teaches at his 2-day blueprint.
Yeah, one other thing, and if you do this, you might as well just close this particular niche forever. Okay, because
here we go. He's gonna unload it
because you ain't getting any. Okay, if you ever write a contract on an REO property, it's already a lemon for the bank, and you submit to an REO broker, and then you also, because you're going to get a loan on to get the deal, and you ask for closing costs to be paid as well, you might as well just spray off on your contract. That's not the way an REO foreclosure property works. In the history of mankind, has there been some where the bank's allowed to pay closing costs? They probably have, but on the other end, they're also probably making note of that person's name, John Smith. Don't ever sell another property to John Smith ever again. Okay? And if you're watching right now and your name's John Smith, I'm not picking on you. Maybe I am.
I believe there is a list, man, because, once you get on
oh my God, there's a list. I'm glad you brought that up, Mike. Let me jump on you. There's a list. There is a list. Me dealing with the REO brokers, I was a investment funding specialist. I was with a couple national banks. I was ranked #1 in the nation for most fundings per year in the investment sandbox. So the REO brokers in town loved me. I would go to them and be like, hey, look, I'm going to send you clients. Let me pre-approve them for you. So think of this approach from a lending standpoint. I would go and say, hey, look, I'm going to pre-approve them. You know who I am. I know who you are. You know that I have the most investors in town, and I fund them. I will never, ever send you a pre-approval from one of the clients that I pre-approved and then never not close on it for you. I go, if they get squirrely and try not to close on an asset that they've tied up now, an investor with a pre-approval that came from me, you can be rest assured they are not going to be my client ever again. Because, and I tell them, because here's what a lot of investors do. They get cold feet and then they go back to their lender. Hey, can you give me a denial letter so I can get out of my so I don't lose my earnest money. And you think REO brokers don't know that? So REO brokers have to honor if during the financing period I send over a letter of denial, then that's a get out of jail free card for an investor. But now you've tied up that REO asset longer. Now they got to find a new buyer for it. That's the fastest way to lose that relationship, right? But having said that, the reason I said that is this: I had such a good relationship with them. It's kind of like the do not call list. It's like the do not accept the contract. They have to present every contract, okay, to the bank that's presented to them. That's their fiduciary responsibility as an agent, right? To show the bank every offer put in, but they're gonna submit that offer like don't yeah, don't accept John Smith. Sorry, my throat, right? That's what they're gonna do, folks. And so you can get good deals in this niche. So in the blueprint, we teach you 30 different ways to get off-market properties. This is kind of an on-market property. We do talk about it a little bit. There are definitely other ways that are better than REO listings, but can you get good deals from them? Yes. But it's not about think about this. It's not about identifying the right property that's an REO property. It's about cultivating a real relationship with an REO broker, being organized, right? And so that's what I would tell you in this sandbox is what you should do.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up, or I'm glad you expanded on that, because I was pretty sure that they have something going on that's, like you said, don't ignore him. He sucks.
Yeah, like you, Mike. I know in Indiana, they're like, yeah, don't work with Mike.
I kind of figured, you know what, Jason and I talk all the time, and I'm like, is Pallister, does he when I call hang up the phone?
My reach is deep, my friend.
I believe it. Well, at least you're honest about it, so I can appreciate that. Yeah, folks, if you guys want to know more, I put the URL up there, 2dayblueprint.com, or you can shoot me an email, michael@jasonlucasey.com, and we can talk more information there.
Yeah, so for those of you who are unfamiliar, that are maybe seeing this for the first time, so what we do for 2-Day Blueprint, so for a long time, we put together off-market acquisition funnels for cities, for hedge funds that need 500 homes in a city, 1,000 homes. One of my friends that we put some stuff in place for, he's done 9,000 properties in a 6-7 year period. That's a lot of houses, folks. So we started doing the same. What somebody else coined the phrase 2-Day Blueprint. I didn't, and it's kind of stuck. What we do is we build 30 different, very deliberate off-market motivated seller lead generation attack. 18 of the 30 techniques are free. So you can do this budget. So people come to us. We do 9 or 10 blueprints a year. We train about, I would say, anywhere from 100 to 130 investors a year, so not many. And we build out your systems. We build your lead flow tracking. 18 of the 30 techniques are free, all the way down to how to do direct mail for free and how to eliminate SEO, yet still be on the first page of Google. Meaning, what other people pay $5 to $10 grand a month for, we can show you how to do for free. And those are some of the best leads of all time. Somebody that typed, "I need to sell my house fast," and there you are. And they've already made a decision to sell. So those are some of the best and shortest closing window leads that there is. So we show you how to do that on a 2-Day Blueprint. We build the tracking systems. We teach you everything under the sun based upon thousands of properties acquired in 138 cities. This isn't a fair fight. It goes well beyond guru land. I literally just had the conversation before this video training with an individual. They're like, "I am so tired of the same 5 worn out techniques. Hey, get a high equity absentee owner list, get vacants, get water disconnects, get code violations, and then postcards and letters, and be consistent. And we do a text message blast. We're sophisticated," and they call that training. That is such baby stuff to me. There's a way better way to get to everything first and to do it without a budget. We show you how to do that. On day 2, we teach you how to negotiate and structure deals 10 plus ways. So it isn't just the same cash offer technique and gosh darn it, I'll follow up. We go well beyond that. So I always tell everybody, if you're being a responsible CEO of your business, it doesn't hurt to go to 2-Day Blueprint and simply schedule a call. Call's free. We'll show you what we do. And I'm sure a lot of people that'll watch this video that have done a blueprint will also later comment on it and say, "Hey, the 2-Day Blueprint was well beyond what we expected. And we give ongoing help permanently for free. No one else does that. So
well, it's funny. It's funny you say that because I got a text message. I love to follow up because I mean I remember what it was like going to it, you know, and I was like, oh, you know, like everything else you go to, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna take a couple things, go home, and I'll implement that. But we came home. It was like you said, it was vastly different. And then so I like to follow up with folks that have gone and find out afterwards because, like, I think most people, like you said, they come to learn about the different lead sources, but you know, after they get there, it's within an hour of the first day, it's their mind's going to completely change on what they really wanted, like why they really came. And I got a text message from one of the guys that just came. He's like, man, I'm going into beast mode already. The fact that it's already laid out for you. And I have a busy schedule with my business. You know, I'm just attacking the market already with what he's learned in the blueprint, and he's still doing his real estate brokerage business. So,
yeah, well, and I'll give an example and I'll give a shout out. So I'll give some street cred right now. Reach out to Greg Uter, folks. Ask him about the 2-day blueprint. He's been to every conceivable training that there's ever been in mankind, and he'll continue to go to more. He told everybody in the class. He's already doing 5 to 7, 8, 10 deals a month. He's out of Philly. Greg Uter, Yuter, I think. He said on day 1 of the blueprint, he's been to every mastermind that there is. You name it. Name any, insert any guru name. He's been there for training because he's in a constant state of trying to help his business grow. He's referred to us for the blueprint. Halfway through day 1 of the 2-day blueprint, halfway through, we went on break, and he turned to everybody else at the training. And he goes, hey, folks, just to give you perspective, I've been to every training, pretty much virtually every training that there is, spent $200,000 in training. He said what he learned in the first half of day 1 on the blueprint already eclipsed everything that he learned collectively at all of his masterminds. When the hedge, I'm no smarter than anybody else. When the hedge funds give you massive budgets to figure everything out because they don't have a choice. They have to average 30 homes a month, 40 homes a month. And you get carte blanche. I get to do whatever I want. I simply just pay attention, folks. So I've tested every postcard that there's ever been. I've tested every technique, text message. I've tested over 2,000 variations of emails. That's why I love negotiations in the seller waltz on day 2. None of this is, but I always tell everybody, thousands of homes is either on purpose or an accident. So if you're struggling with systems, process, lead generation, freaking loathe your marketing budget, you hate your marketing budget, or you just know that, gosh, I need to be doing and saying different things on an appointment with the seller. I feel like I'm leaving money on the table. Then let's have a conversation. We'll talk to you about it, and I'll even throw it out here on this video. If you'd also like, just email Michael right there. If you'd like a list of the 30 off-market ways that we attack a city, which isn't a fair fight. It's not the same 5 worn-out techniques that everybody does. So you can experience a lot less competition. If you want all 30 of them, email Michael. He'll send you a screenshot of all 30 of them that we do. And you'll see that we don't, when we come to a city, we take over. We can help you take over. Having said that, schedule a blueprint call, or ask Mike to schedule a call, or just go to the number 2dayblueprint.com. Schedule a call. I will teach you any one of the 30 techniques you want for free. Because then when you see the level that we're playing at, you'll see that we get predictable results. Like, I get hired to enter a city and average 15 homes a month. In a matter of 90 days, I'm averaging 15 homes a month. If it's 30, then we just do a few more things to supersize it, and we'll hit our 30 number. It doesn't matter. But getting you from 0 to 5 deals a month to 5 to 10, or wherever you're at in your life cycle, is not hard. It's just on purpose. Thousands of homes is either an accident or on purpose, and it's on purpose, my friends.
Might as well do it on purpose instead of trying to have a happy accident with the whole thing. So yeah, reach out, let me know. Like Jason said, he just told me to send out a screenshot of his 30 different ways. So you heard it here, folks. If you send a request, I got to do it because he asked me to do it for you. So make sure you get that done, and then we can talk about whatever. Like Jason said, he's gonna teach you one way for free, just on a phone call. Just schedule it up. Let us know. Let us show you what it's about, because hey, this is all action based. Again, for everything that we do, we talk about a lot of the stuff on these YouTube videos. I mean, realistically, you could, and Jason, correct me if I'm wrong, you could take all the videos that we have done and then all the videos that we're planning on doing and morph together your own 2-day blueprint if you had to sit down and sift through it all, because you give away a ton of stuff on these videos that we do.
I do. I have other guru friends of mine. Half the gurus you guys have seen or follow, They give you surface level tips. Half of them sit on my couch or come to me about one of the 30 techniques or whatever. So yeah, when you schedule a blueprint, if you watch all these videos, yeah, you could do that. I'll teach you any one of the 30 for free. I mean, what if you scheduled a call and just picked Jason? How did you figure out how to do free direct mail? Imagine in your city being in every mailbox for free. Do you know how unbelievably unfair that becomes to your competition? Not that you care, but so imagine a world where we could be in every mailbox and have, no matter what your house looks like, I'll pay cash for your house any condition. I would love just 10 minutes to see it. Hey, no problem, Daryl. We'll keep it coming.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate that. And Jason, man, I mean, I know if I don't cut you off at some point, you'll just give away the entire show. So I'm going to have to pull on the rein because, like you said, hey, once he gets going, he's like a loose cannon, and he's just going to keep going and going and going. But hey, folks, hey, I really appreciate everybody that's on today. That's we were talking about REO pocket listings and building that relationship, what they look like, how to get them, and then how to not, like Jason said, spray on your deals right away. Cultivate that relationship correctly. And then we kind of talked a little bit about, how that whole process came about for him. So if you are curious to know more about the 2-day blueprint, again, the email's down there. Let us know. You can also go to the number 2dayblueprint.com, schedule up a call, and we'll reach back out to you. But Jason, man, hey, I appreciate the time you took out today to go over this. Is there any parting words you leave to the community?
Stop doing the same 5 worn out things that everybody else is doing. Almost every phone call that I take about somebody saying, hey, we'd like to discuss you scheduling a build out for us, they all say the same thing. They're like, I'm so tired of doing the postcards, letters, text message blast, be consistent. I get phone calls, people like, well, what am I going to do if they take text message blasting away? Well, there was a world before that, folks. And we still average 30, 40, 50 homes a month for big companies. Getting you from 0 to 3 deals a month to 5 to 7 deals a month, or from 5 to 10 to 15. Folks, it's just on purpose. It's basically, when do we start? And again, Mike's flashing up here. If you go to 2-day blueprint, you'll see other investors just like you, and you'll see exactly what they said on that link as well on your way to scheduling a call. But I would tell you this, it doesn't hurt to have the conversation, right? Have the conversation with us. There's questions that we ask you so we know on that phone call what we can help you most with, right? And like I said, for the love of all things holy, I'll teach you one of the 30 techniques that you choose once you schedule a call for free. Because I know that once we do that if you don't schedule a 2-day blueprint and you've got one that you start closing deals with, it will haunt you for the rest of your life.
Well, there's probably what, 15 or 20 deals sitting in their market right now, wouldn't you say, that they're just missing because they don't know the right steps?
Yeah, there's one technique that we teach you that's free in the blueprint that literally will add 10 to 12 closings per year, almost 1 closing a month on average. That costs you $0. It's just deliberate technique that everyone that hears this video could be doing next week. Absolutely. So there's easy deals. I'm not talking about I'm going to march uphill both ways to school through the snow like I used to. Your granddad tells you it was so tough, whatever. I'm talking about easy things that you could be doing next week that cost no money whatsoever, that would uncover deals that you want and the zip codes you like at the price points you want. It's just that you don't have any protocol in place to attack it that way. And those are what I tell everybody, that's solvable, right? So check it out at the very least, see what other people are saying, but schedule a call and stay tuned. We got more good videos coming, and we're here to help you. We're here to help you take over your marketplace. I always tell people to take over your marketplace on purpose, and we want you to get rich. And we're not saying get rich fast or get rich quick. We want you to do this and get rich permanently.
There you go. Deliberately get rich permanently, folks. You heard it from Jason himself. And again, Jason, thanks again for your time today. And thanks to all of you for being here. Congratulations for being here. Obviously, you know where you need to be to learn the right stuff. So congrats. Just give yourselves a pat on the back. And we'll see you in the upcoming video. If you're just joining us now, you can go back and watch us here soon. It will be available as the replay goes. But until next time, folks, we will see you later. Take care.
Okay, see you later. Bye.